You know, Mel, I'm always impressed at how hard Patch and Rusty work to keep the house clean.
They certainly do a lot to keep the place in tip-top shape, don't they, Romps? I think Patch takes a lot of pride in his house, wants to ensure that things stay in order.
No doubt.
And Rusty likes to help because he's not only big enough to help, but he always likes to show off the house to other people despite him not actually owning it. You have to wonder what his motives are.
I wish we were big enough to help. I don't think they make useful brooms and mops our size. I guess we could ask Patch to get us a Swiffer wand or a feather duster or something like that. Maybe that's a sign we should just relax.
Wait a minute. I don't think we need brooms or mops or anything else for that. I have an idea.
And that would be...
Why work with brooms and mops when we have tails we can clean with? Mine can act like a broom, and yours can act like a dust mop.
Are you sure that will work?
Yeah. Plus the process should be fun. And at the end, we can clean off any dirt that gets on us. What do you say?
Alright. Where do we start?
Follow me around the couch.
So now we're in position. What's the full game plan?
I'm thinking we can start small. We can sweep the living room with our tails, starting with the back part of the couch directly below us, and then work our way around the room and all the furniture we can reach. Then we can brush ourselves off and get back to chilling out. Sounds good?
What about the entryway? And the rug underneath the coffee table?
Since those areas have rugs on them, I think those are better suited for a vacuum. I'm willing to do my own sweeping, but I doubt you and I are willing to do our own vacuuming in the same way. If we were, we'd be like that guy from the kayak commercial.
Ugh, good point. Dust in the mouth hits differently than dust on the tail.
Any other questions?
Nope, we should be good. Let's sweep. I guess we can start here first?
Yep, just follow my lead. Alright, Romps, just come over here and finish it up for me. Thank you.
Looks good to me.
Dust off these squishmallows. Alright, Romps, if you can come over here and hit the floor up, we should be good with this area.
We're all set here.
Ready?
Ready. Geez, it goes deep, doesn't it?
Yep, it really does go quite deep, doesn't it? Ah, it's nice to be able to see our work. The floor here is nice and clean now.
Mel?
Yeah, Romps?
That may be true, but now our tails are dirty. Didn't you say we were gonna brush each other off?
Oh yeah, good point.
Thankfully, I have an idea of how we'll do that. We'll need to get back down again, and then you can brush my tail off, and then I can flick all the dust off your tail.
And where's the dust going to end up?
Probably under the couch, but at least we won't have to worry about it.
Very well. Let's finish this off.
I heard something like sweeping in the living room, but Patch and Rusty aren't here. The floor does look pretty good though, so it had to be recent. I wonder who. What happened here? Hey Garth. We were just finishing up doing an experiment that Mel came up with to try to see if we could help Patch clean by using our tails.
We actually got pretty far. There were some spots we couldn't reach. Not to mention, our attempts to clean each other's tails led to them becoming part of a different mess.
Looks like you guys did a pretty good job. I guess that makes me a blister, because I only showed up after the work was done. Well, if you want something to do, then first get our tails untangled so we're not stuck like this.
That was surprisingly easy. You should be free now. So sit down and take a break while I take care of the rest.
There was one spot we couldn't get to all that easily.
Which is...
My tail was too fluffy, and Romper's tail was too short. Maybe your long, narrow tail could work under the side table?
I guess if it wasn't too hard for you, it shouldn't be too hard for me. I'll give it a shot. That should be it.
Awesome! Whip the dirt off your tail into the trash bin, then come up here and take a seat.
Looks like we were able to find a way to help clean the house after all. Thanks for coming up with the idea, Mel.
Glad I could come up with something. Of course, part of that is because I get to see my tail more often, and the idea struck me then. I don't think yours has the same range of motion as mine. Thanks for going along with me, though.
Aw. And thanks for helping us out of our bind and the last little bit, Garth. I'm glad you were able to be there to help.
What can I say? Sometimes you just show up at the right place at the right time. You can't let the opportunity go to waste.
It would be nice if you showed up more often, but I can understand that you have other things that you like to do on your own.
I can't make any guarantees, but I'll keep that in mind.
Honestly, that's up to you. Though I'd like to see that too.
So, do you think we should let Patch know about us being able to sweep? Yeah, we better not. Otherwise, Patch would want us to do it regularly. Although, I propose that we sweep while he's gone in the living room in secret once a week.
I think it would be better to sweep in the bedroom, and we could do it maybe twice a week.
Well, why don't we work in the office every 3 weeks?
Well, sure, but wouldn't it make sense to do that right after we finish the living room? I mean, it's right there. It wouldn't be that much harder.
At that rate, we might as well do the kitchen.
But that would possibly get my tail dirty if anything sticky got dropped.
But what about the bedroom? Don't you think Patch would appreciate a clean room first and foremost?
If it got sticky, then Patch could just wash it off.
But then he'll know.
Good point.
Maybe we should do the hall too? Just so Patch doesn't have to.
But most of that is carpet.
What about the parts on the side?
I think Patch or Rusty could take that out when they vacuum the area next.
If they do, I rarely see them actually do that, or think of the hallway as a space to begin with,